I bought this at 185,000 kilometers, which means that almost everything in it was going to go seconds after I started the engine. It's a big car, and it's not particularly fast. It's not particularly slow either, but it's not impressive. It's not particularly engaging because what you have for power steering is like easy one finger. And that's the Ford tendency, is to just make it as cushy and ridiculously easy and reassuring to drive as possible. That being said, what it lacks in engagement, it makes up for in handling. That sounds counterintuitive, but it does handle really well. Now, I've done a little rev out and everything on camera, and it can be noisy and everything, but it's not going to look like it's part of this clip, because it's not. The throttle is more of a suggestion, kind of an on-off switch for making noise, and doesn't really do very much of anything. And it is paired to a 4-speed blah 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 that also doesn't want to do anything. And it gets worse when it's cold outside. And the problem is nothing, because it will still pass things, and it will still comfortably get you where you need to go. And it will still do all of the totally normal sedan things that you want it to do. For example, you can put as much stuff in the rear passenger compartment as you want, because let's face it, you're probably one person, sometimes two, and the back seat is for groceries, as well as the trunk and the floor. So with all of that in mind, it doesn't sound like a very good car. And with what I'm going to say next, it still won't. I actively look for other cars, as it is doing exactly what I need it to do. Because frankly, it just has no special place in my heart, and it sounds like a negative review. It's not. I will give you some positives to take home. It's old. Why is that good? It's good because the parts are cheap. Another reason it's good that it's old is that it is well documented. Whatever you're trying to do, 10 or 20 other people have probably also tried to do. It's not a new model, and it's not even close to being uncommon. So, there's probably even videos for everything. It's old part 2. This isn't new technology either. It's improved, but it's not new. This isn't the first dual overhead cam V6 at 3 liters that they've crammed into a Taurus. And so they've had time to work on it in between generations. While, yes, parts are in fact quite cheap, you probably won't have to buy them as often because they'll have fixed some of the defects. Now, I feel like there was a third reason, but I also don't know how important it was. Aha. Nope, that's not it. What was I thinking? It's old part 3. It didn't cost me that much. I'm not making payments on it. And so guess what happens if it gets a scratch or a bump or a nick? I don't care. I might, if I have it on hand already, bring out a can of black gloss spray paint. But other than that, I'm probably not going to fight too hard. If this car was silver, I would still bring out gloss black spray paint and slowly turn it into some kind of mishmash car, a reflection of how I don't care. And so there you have it. The positives and negatives of Ford Taurus ownership in the year of 2005. If you have 30 grand, I suggest you get this car. If you don't, wait, and then buy it for much less than a fraction of that. The end.